Now, for people who want to play their part in the Occupy movement but don't feel like hitting the streets, Saturday is the date to act. It's officially Bank Transfer Day and Move Your Money Day, both of which aim to deprive the big banks of their customers. Well, let's cross to freelance writer Kimberly Thorpe in the U.S. now for some insight. Kimberly, well, first of all, how does this financial movement work? What is it that people are being asked to do?
Well, today is Bank Transfer Day, and that's started by an artist in Los Angeles, and it's a spin on a movement that's called Move Your Money that has been going on for the last couple of years. In the first 3 months of Move Your Money, some $5 billion in accounts were transferred. Today, over 81,000 people have pledged their support to go to their banks and move their money to a credit union, a smaller bank. Of course, this takes time, but within a few days, we should kind of see how successful this movement was or not.
81,000, you said, have pledged, but surely, I mean, the big banks, they're really maybe simply too big to be hurt by a few people closing their accounts. I mean, 81,000 from their perspective, that's still not much, isn't it?
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, I think that in September, Bank of America announced a $5 fee on debit cards, and people were outraged. This is when people started moving their money. Credit unions have reported some 650,000 new members since September. That's $4.5 billion in new deposits in just the past month. So Bank of America then decided that they weren't going to do the $5 transfer fee, although, you know, we're still waiting to see what exactly is going to happen. And people are so outraged with the big banks that they're committing no matter what to move their money. And so, you know, 81,000 people is significant. And the Occupy movement has pledged to get behind this bank transfer day 100%. So it's 10 o'clock over here, but within a half hour, the Occupy Boston movement should start marching.
Kimberly, I just wanted to ask, you mentioned the Bank of America example there, so they did go back on what they had planned. But if, for example, if the banks do lose their customers and perhaps are made to act the way that Bank of America did, won't others just grow at their expense and step in to replace them? So it's like a cycle?
Bank of America right now owns the majority of assets in this country. So stepping up to replace Bank of America would be difficult, I think. The smaller banks, you know, have a lot to gain.
Okay, and yeah, sorry, I just wanted to jump in about an article that you had written praising a man who says no one's ever gone to hell for not paying a debt. But don't you think that's somewhat of a call for financial anarchy there?
Yes, I think there are progressive and productive ways to fight the powers, so to speak, and then there are some less productive ways. However, everybody, you know, is captured. Their imagination is captured by what would really happen if I were to walk away from thousands of dollars in debt. You know, a lot of us are underwater. Our homes are worth much less than they were when we bought them, and you know, our whole entire economy has been built on credit. So the idea of just walking away from your debt is something that really captures your imagination. And Steve Katz, who was the person from the article, what he did was have, you know, rack up some $80,000 on credit card debt and then move to China where he can't be, you know,
Is that really responsible behavior, though, to just have more debt? America already has a lot of debt, and then just walking away from your debt. Is that really responsible, though?
Well, one of the things that Steve Katz did before kind of, you know, going to this extreme measure to prove his point or just to be irresponsible, you could paint it that way as well, is encourage people to just kind of start to fight back. So if you're kind of on the receiving end of harassing phone calls, people threatening to take your car from your driveway and you can't drive your son to work, you know, that there are ways to fight back. You know, a lot of businesses, small businesses, when they go into business, part of their business plan, if it doesn't work out, they can file for bankruptcy. A lot of people, you know, over the last, you know, hundreds of years have come to see their debts as a moral obligation. Something that you absolutely, if you don't pay, are a bad person. And so Steve Katz, in the beginning, you know, this was some 5 years ago, started by just starting a website teach people ways to not feel that way.
Right. Just one more. I'd like to ask you, I mean, these are the 81,000 you were talking about. I presume there are a lot of ordinary Americans there. And when people choose banks, they kind of have to look at the reliability of the banks. And big banks, I mean, they've proved to be pretty reliable. Is switching to a smaller one too much of a gamble from an individual point of view?
No, it's not. It's as long as it's FDIC insured, you should be all set.
Okay, let's quickly just turn to the Occupy movement. We're seeing the police step up there, a crackdown on peaceful protesters. Just very quickly, your opinion on this. Why are authorities appearing to take such a hard line?
I think the police need to figure out also a more productive way to respond to this extreme go local movement. I mean, we've seen a go local movement in food, politics with the Tea Party, Occupy Boston, bank transfer day. You know, there's just a surge in populist energy right now. And I think the police should find a more productive way to deal with it.
Okay, thank you very much. Kimberly Thorpe there talking to us live from Boston. Thank you.
Thank you.